When I tell y'all, it is so hot in this apartment. Korea does not have no central AC and stuff. So it is hot up in this apartment. I am sweating, okay? 안녕하세요. Hi family. What's good? What's up? What's poppin'? Oh y'all, it's been a long time since I've done a little sit down video, okay? But today I wanted to sit down and talk to you guys a little bit because now I have officially been in Korea for almost 365 days. I'm almost been here for a year, and so I'm about to PCS back to the States. I'm actually about to move out of my apartment here in the next 2 days. So I wanted to give you guys things that I wish that I would have known before moving to South Korea, military edition. I don't like talking about my military life that much. I'll dabble in it a little bit here and a little bit there, but this is a video that I wish that I would have had. So I hope that this will help you guys with your transition to South Korea, whether you are coming alone or whether you're coming with your family, and it will just make life a lot easier for y'all right off the top, okay? So I have a lot that I have to talk to y'all about, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with these tips. Okay, y'all, so here is my tips. I try to write down absolutely everything that I could think of that I wish that I would have known. But try to make it super quick and try to get straight to the point so we're not sitting here all day, okay? Right off top, I'm gonna go ahead and get to the military life stuff, right? Let's go ahead and get it out the way so we can talk about all the fun stuff. Let's talk about housing. Let's talk about how to get an apartment, base housing, dorms, all that stuff. If you are an E4 and above, you are eligible to move off of base into an apartment. The dorms are for E3 and below. Are here with your family, you will be going to base housing. How base housing is set up here at Osan, I'm talking about Osan here, okay? If you guys are at Camp Humphreys, if you're in the army, I can't speak too much for y'all. I also don't know nothing about Kunsan either, okay? I meant to say that at the beginning. I don't know about no Kunsan. Housing is set up at Osan. It's kind of like tower situation. I talked to a couple of my co-workers who are here with their families, and they have no problem with base housing. They really have no complaints. They like how it is. It's not the best, like most base housings, no matter where you go. It's not the absolute top tier. It gets the job done. I haven't heard any complaints about mold or any situation like that. I have an airman that's working with us right now. She's in the dorms. I haven't heard her really complain anything about it, so I'm assuming that it's okay. But most people be trying to get an apartment out base, okay? So let's talk about getting an apartment here in South Korea. What's the process? How do you get one? When you leave right off of the main gate, they have plenty of realtors. You're gonna see realtor. You're going to go to your OHA appointment to get COLA, which is basically like BAH, but just here in South Korea, for you to be able to pay your bills. We'll actually give you a list of recommended realtors if you guys don't want to search on your own for a realtor. They have plenty of them off the base. You can literally walk off and then go and talk to them, right? And then they will show you a bunch of apartments that are in your budget. So try to stick within the budget and how much money you are able to get per your rank. If you guys saw my first Korea Diaries vlog that I posted, I showed you guys the process a little bit about getting an apartment, and we went and viewed a couple of apartments with each other. Boom, you want an apartment, you found it, you like, this is my dream apartment, this is the one I want. They will go ahead and sign paperwork with you that you have to take back to the housing office on base, and then you will have your apartment. How you pay your bills here in Korea, that's something that I didn't know how to do. And this is very important because you have to change your USD into won, and you need to know how to count won at least a little bit, baby. Okay, you need to know how to count a little bit. I'm sorry, y'all, my camera overheated, so I had to take like a 10-minute break. Okay, so your bills are gonna come into your Korean mailbox. Mine is actually on the ground floor. If you do not know how to interpret your bills, you can use a translator app and take a picture and it will translate it for you. Or you can ask your realtor to let you know like how much you owe and stuff like that, and they can tell you how much you owe, right? Usually your bills are actually very, very cheap. I have not spent over $100 on my utilities here. It's very, very affordable. So in order for you to get won, you have to exchange money. Take all the money out in USD, and then you will go off base. Right outside the main gate, they have plenty of money exchange like shops. Some days are better than others to actually exchange money for won. And if you guys want to know what the exchange rate is for that day, just go ahead and look up the exchange rate in Korea for like USD to won or whatever, and then it will tell you like the exchange rate. It's important because you want to get as much money back as possible, so just pay attention to the exchange rate when you are exchanging money. I'll give you guys the app that I use in order for me to be able to know how much things cost in USD if it's in won. So it's the XE app. I will put it down below like everything else, and I use it to literally count money and do everything with money here in Korea, because baby, I don't know why like that. I know it a little bit better now that I've been here, but at first I didn't. And then I give all my money to my realtor. You need to physically bring the bills in with you and the won, and then they will take it and they will pay all your bills for you. So you don't have to have a Korean bank account. You don't have to do any of that. They will literally do everything for you. All right, so let's talk about exercise weeks. I'm sure if you have ordered South Korea, you have heard about exercises here. But I'm here to tell y'all the tea, because people were telling me about it, but when I actually did it, it's a different beast, okay? So exercise week is basically 4 times a year. We come together with the Korean Army and we do exercise. We're just preparing for any and everything to happen. We practice how we play, right? Whatever your job is to be in a contingency situation, you are going to be practicing what to do in that situation, right? So as a medic, I can't speak for any other job because I am not any other job but a medic, okay? So for medics, what we do is that it's a week long. I think it's like Sunday through Thursday. Normally each exercise has different objectives, so you'll be doing something different every single exercise. These are 12-hour shifts, right? These are 12-hour shifts. These are 12-hour shifts. So you will either be working day shift or night shift for 12 hours straight, right? It's very exhausting on the body, okay? Because you are going to be in mop gear. If you're in the military, you know what mop gear is. You got that bulletproof vest on, your body is sore. You are going to be very mentally exhausted. Having to come in 12 hours back to back for like 4 days out of that whole week, you're gonna be irritable, you're gonna be tired. Please take care of yourself. Meal prep, bring snacks, all that good stuff, because you're gonna be there and you cannot leave the med group. You can't order no food. You can't leave the med group for any reason. If you are on shift, like, you need to bring food with you. It is a great learning experience, right? So take the most of it, learn the best that you can. For the exercise, the entire base plays a part in the exercise. So some things will be shut down, some things will have limited hours, so that will affect your dependents, right? So when exercise week comes, make sure that your dependents are very much aware that it is coming, and so that if anything, like the commissary might open later or close sooner, or you know, just examples like that, everything will be very limited hours or be shut down completely. These are for my foreigners, okay? These are for my foreign baddies, okay? EMT call. I'm gonna get into that because I didn't know that existed when I got here, right? So we are certified EMTs, right? Right. We have to do EMT call, right? Because here at this med group, we do not have an ER. It's an urgent care type of situation. When there's something that is emergent past what we are able to do at our hospital, we have to transport, right? So each one of us from different clinics around the hospital, you're voluntold to have to help with transfer. It's usually like from like 8 to 8 or 7 to 7. Just be prepared. Make sure that you have your phone loud, because they usually call you around like 2, 3, 4 in the morning. That is their prime time. They love to call, is when you are knocked out sleep, okay? Try your best to have your alarm set. Make sure that in your mind you know that you are on call. Don't go drinking, don't go out, don't do none of that, okay? You cannot go on a transfer drunk, having alcohol in your system. Like, when you are on call, you are on call. Do not drink, do not do no funny business. Make sure that you're in the radius of the base. Like, don't be playing, okay? So I can't tell you how often you will do it a month. I can't tell you if it will be back to back or not. Stuff might change by the time you get here. Last thing that I want to talk about in the military category is the military pay, right? You're overseas, you're gonna make a lot of money, you know what I mean? Especially if you have dependents that are staying in the States and you're responsible for taking care of them. There's a lot of money to be made overseas, especially here in Korea. So just be very responsible with your money. There's plenty of things to do with your money here. Just be responsible. I'm not gonna touch too much into that category, you know what I'm saying? Because y'all are all grown. I ain't your mama, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, because I have heard and seen some crazy stuff with people not being financially responsible here, okay? Save up some money. This is a great opportunity for you to save up money because of how much money you're making. Like, invest, do all that good stuff, because I'm telling you, like, you will make a lot of money here. All right, so let's get into travel and transportation. Let's talk about taxis, right? So on base, they have an on-base taxi situation. So if you don't want to buy a car, right? I'm about to get into buying a car and the process with buying a car here in Korea. If you want to buy a car, but if you don't want to buy a car, they do have a taxi service. So the on-base taxis will take you to your apartment if it's in the area, which it should be in the area. And they do also have taxi services that are right off the base. As soon as you come out the main gate, they're like literally lined up in a row, right? So if you need to take a taxi to get to like a different part of Korea, or if you needed to go to the airport or whatever you need to do, like they have designated taxis just for that. That's right outside the base right there. There are certain apps that I do recommend if you guys want to try to get a taxi and you're not anywhere near a taxi, right? Main apps that they use here in Korea is Kakao Taxi. They use Uber Taxi. They actually have a taxi service here. I will put the links to all of these apps in the description box below if you guys are interested, if you guys want to download them beforehand. They do also have a shuttle bus. So they have like designated times where the bus will come to different parts of the base and will drop you off at different parts of the base. There's multiple different ways to get around the base if you guys don't have a vehicle, right? You don't have to get a vehicle. You also walk. I'm not saying you can't walk, please. Plenty of people around here freaking walk everywhere. I'm just saying I couldn't have done it just because of how unpredictable and how like severe the weather conditions are to me, right? Let's get into buying a car. Let's get into how you buy a Korean car here. So you have the option to ship your US vehicle to South Korea and you can drive it or whatever the case may be. I didn't personally do that. I didn't want to go through all that trouble. Honestly, did not plan to buy a vehicle here in South Korea. For some odd reason, I thought we were staying on base. I thought everybody was staying on base. Nobody stays off base in the apartments and stuff like that. So I didn't know that I was going to need a vehicle, and I didn't in mind think like I put money aside to get a vehicle. So I'm telling y'all right now, okay, if you are wanting to buy a car in South Korea, please start putting money aside now. If you look up like Osan and Camp Humphrey, like used cars and stuff like that on Facebook, there are military members who are trying to sell cars and get rid of their cars because they're PCSing and stuff like that. There's also different car lots and car sales people that also sell their vehicles and stuff on there. So if you guys are looking for a car, number one, uno, that's what you need to do. You need to go on Facebook, look up like these car groups and stuff like that, car sales groups and stuff, and look for a car. You got to get a Korean driver's license, right? You can't drive in Korea without one. They should have given you like CBTs they need you to do before you come here. One of the CBTs is to get your Korean driver's license. Once you get that, then you are able to purchase your vehicle, right? You need to make sure that you have car insurance. They will not let you leave off the lot unless you have car insurance. You register your car in the DMV, you are going to have an insurance card. I got my car insurance through USAA. They had a great deal, title in your name, and it needs to be put into the Korean system and all that other stuff, right? You go in, you need to go to the SOFA desk. That's for, you know, foreigners. And they will literally guide you through the whole entire thing. Now you gotta register it on base, right? So the pass and registration building is on base. You have to give them all the paperwork that the DMV provided to you, your orders, your Korean driver's license, all these things. If you do not do that, they will know, okay? Because they give you a little barcode that goes on your window when you come into the base. If that barcode is not on that window, they will not let you in. I'm telling y'all from personal experience, it took me almost like 3 months after buying that car to get a barcode, okay? And it's really aggravating. So just please try to go to the DMV as soon as you can so that you don't have to deal with what I did, okay? I personally have never gotten gas here in South Korea, like at the Korean gas station. On base has a gas station, and I wasn't wanting to deal with all of that. I got all my gas when I went to Camp Humphreys or when I went to Osan. Let's get into tolls. Korea has a lot of tolls, okay? Like I've traveled to Seoul back and forth in my vehicle a couple of times. And they got plenty of tolls here. I mean, it is ridiculous. I would recommend getting a high pass sticker. So in the actual BX here, they have a high pass sticker place that you can buy the sticker and put it on your window so you don't have to pay tolls. You pay that one-time fee and then you can go through the tolls as many times as you need to and you don't have to pay any money, right? They will take a picture of your car like they would do in the States and they will send it in the mail. You can give the ticket to your realtor and then he or she will pay the ticket for you as long as you give them the won. Now, if you don't want to do that, you can also go to the DMV and then you can pay for your tickets there. Trains. Let's talk about the train system here. The train system here is so efficient, right? It gets you to wherever you need to go. I have taken the subway to Seoul a couple of times, and then I also have taken the bullet train to Busan, which you guys will see in a vlog. So you're gonna get a little like T-Money card. I wish I had my wallet near me because I will show you guys what the card looks like. You would buy this at 7-Elevens that they have here. You will load money onto it. How you load money onto it is that you can go to the actual train station and they have like little machines that you will load the money onto the card. This card, and you will like scan it, and then you'll go in, and then you can catch a train to wherever you need to go. Understanding the map is a little bit difficult, and I will get to that in a little bit. On the train system, they don't talk. They real quiet. You're not really allowed to talk like that. I mean, if you need to say something here and there, you know what I'm saying, like talk to each other a little bit, you can, like with a quiet voice. For the most part, they don't talk. So let's talk about how to catch the train. Like, how do you know where to go? Like, how do you know where to get off at? So there are a couple different apps that I recommend. I'm gonna recommend this app the most because this is the one I use the most and has been the most efficient to me, but I'm gonna give you guys options anyway, just in case you guys don't like my app and you want to use another one. My number one app that I love, I adore since I've been in South Korea, it's called the Subway app, and then it tells you which stops and stuff to get off of and things like that. Very easy to follow. And if you do not want to use the Subway app, you can use Kakao Metro. I have heard other people using this app as well. I've heard people say this is more easier if you are a foreigner to read, but I don't know much about it because I haven't used it in a very long time. But I'm gonna link it down below if you guys want to use it. So let's talk about travel protocols, right? So you come to Korea, you want to go to Japan, you want to go to Bali, Thailand, the Philippines. You want to go and travel through Asia, you want to see what Asia is about. Literally, it's way too many steps for me to explain in this video. But once you get to your unit, ask them about it. They will give you the proper documentation that you need to fill out, things that you have to do online prior to you actually going to that country. Some of the countries might require for you to have a visa, some won't. You know what I mean? Some might be a little bit more dangerous for you to travel to at that time, right? You want to go stateside, like say you want to go back to the United States to visit for Thanksgiving, Christmas, whatever you want to do, right? The protocol is not as hard, right? You barely have to do anything at all. Right now, currently, they are only doing 30 days off of the peninsula for a short tour. If you're staying for 2 years or 3 years, every time it's your year anniversary, you get 30 more days to leave off of the peninsula. You cannot use them in conjunction. So say you didn't use your whole 30 days the first year you were here, and now you are on your second year and now you get 30 more days. You don't get 60 days or 45 days or whatever. If you didn't use your 30 days within that first year, it doesn't roll over. Please use your leave. Go and see as much of Asia as you want to. I put this in this section because this is something that I wish I would have gotten even if I had a car. I would have gotten a wagon, and in this wagon you put like your packages. If you are going to the commissary and you don't have a car, you need a wagon, because how are you gonna carry your water? How are you gonna carry your snacks and your food? Having a wagon was probably the most underrated gem that I could give y'all, because you don't think that you would need a wagon, but you're gonna need a wagon. I have a car and I wish I had a wagon because I live on the 10th floor. So think about how many times I go in that elevator and go up and down with groceries every time I went grocery shopping. Please get a wagon. It will help y'all a lot. I promise. You will use it. But real quick, let me talk to you guys about charging your phones and stuff like that, because I'm gonna put this in the travel category. Get you a portable charger or get you a Korean adapter, right? The subways and the trains actually have plugs sometimes, not all the time, sometimes. Even the bus that you take here, because they have a bus system that you can take here. I didn't talk about that because I never rode the bus, but they do have a bus that you can take, and you can download Kakao Bus and you can look at the bus times and stuff like that to travel. Whew, I already feel like I've been talking for so long. Hopefully when I edit this wasn't that long. So let's talk about trash. Trash in Korea is a different beast. They sort their trash out by every single small morsel that you can think of, right? In America, we normally throw all of our trash in the same bag and we recycle if we want to recycle, right? It's not mandatory to recycle. Here it is mandatory to recycle. You need to recycle and you need to separate your trash. You guys can screenshot this if you want. just so that you guys can have it when you come to South Korea if you guys want to read over it. Also, with separating the trash, comes with different color bags. There's different bags for different types of trash. You have to put them in the appropriate bag. Don't put them in the appropriate bag, you will get fined. If anybody actually sees you throwing the trash in the incorrect bins or like in the incorrect bags, they actually can report you and get money for that. They don't play about trash over here, baby. And then they also have what the bags look like here. You can buy them at the commissary. This is the bag for food, and this is the general garbage bag. I will let you guys screenshot this if you guys want to know what it looks like. All right, so last thing I want to talk about in this category is transformers. You need a transformer in order for you to charge your stuff. A little generator looking thing, and it has like US plugs on there, and it will charge into the wall with the Korean plug, and that's how you're able to use your US items. I recommend to try to get at least 2 transformers from your realtor. I only have 1, and that made it very difficult for me to be able to use things, charge my phone, but then I also need to blend my smoothie or something like that, right? So I would recommend to ask for 2 transformers if possible. On base has US plugs, so you don't have to worry about that if you're staying in base housing. But off base, you need a transformer. Things about Osan that I want you guys to know, right? So there is an Osan ITT. Most bases have an ITT, which is the little travel agency. And so that's where a lot of Korean trips are. If you guys want to take trips around Korea and you're scared to go by yourself, you can go through the Osan ITT office and you guys can buy tickets and do designated like trips that they do. Follow them on their Facebook page, which is what I do. And then they post every single month the new trips that they have planned the month prior, so that you can plan for the trips if you want to take the trips. And you also get a translator. There's a translator that's designated to each trip. This is just for my people who are a little shy and a little scared to travel Korea by themselves. This is an option for you. Like I told you guys before, Osan has the ROK, which is the Korean army on Osan. So we actually share the base together. It's actually split. So on the Korean side, they do have like a Korean DFAC, and they also have a Korean grocery store. I've been to both multiple times and I love it. Just in case you want to go and get any Korean like snacks, or you want to try the Korean food that they have, you can go over there, and they do speak pretty good English. So you guys want to try to get the Korean experience, but you're kind of a little nervous to like wander off base and, you know, get food and stuff, you can go onto the Korean side and you can go and try their food. Osan is pretty small overall. Camp Humphreys is way bigger than Osan. To me, I feel like their amenities are better than Osan's. Movie theater's better, their BX is better. They have Texas Roadhouse over at Camp Humphreys. We have Chili's over here on this side. Osan is a pretty small base. The parking is very minimal. Like, they do not play about parking. You will get a ticket in a heartbeat. So Osan does have a high school, middle school, and elementary school. If you guys want your kids to go off base to go to school, they can. They are allowed to go to like daycare off base and go to like any of the schools off base if they are wanting to get the Korean experience. I don't know the process with trying to get them off base, but you can do it if you are wanting to do that. I forget, make sure you guys follow the Osan spouses page. Literally they have all types of tips and tricks and stuff like that when it comes to getting your kids off base for schooling, and recommended like daycares and stuff like that off base if you wanted to do that. But let's talk about hair, baby, because you know I am an African American woman, okay, and I am in Korea where they don't know much about African American hair. They do have beauty supply stores here. Off base here in Osan they have 1, and I think at Camp Humphreys they have 2. They have 1 on the base and then they have 1 off the base. Very limited though. It's not like how it is in America, and they have like tons of options to choose from. The hair is very limited. They do have black hair care products. Hey, you want to get your hair done, baby, you want to get some braids, you want to get some twists, you want to get a wig, I'm gonna put the Facebook page down below, okay? This is the Facebook page to go to, baby. This is how I found the girls that I went to get my hair done here in South Korea, and they did a fantastic job, okay? So follow the Camp Humphreys spouses page if you guys want to look into that a little bit more, because they do have more options for people who know how to do hair, nails, lashes, all that kind of stuff. Okay, y'all, we're almost done, I promise. Okay, so let's talk about the seasons, right? So Korea gets all 4 seasons, and they are beautiful. They are gorgeous in their own way. Like currently right now, it is July. It is bussin' hot, okay? So their summers are very, 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 very hot and humid. And their winters are ice brick cold. It snows here, okay? It snows. It don't snow like Japan snow, but it's no enough. Korean life. Let's talk about daily life here in Korea and Korean culture. Let's talk about the food. The food. I love Korean food. I ate Korean food a lot in the States before I actually came to Korea. That's one thing that I could not wait to experience here. The food is so good. It's so fresh. 10 out of 10. Okay, that's just because I like Korean food and I have a lot of background when it comes to Korean culture and Korean food. I know what things are supposed to taste like, and I know like what I'm eating. One thing to note about Korean food though, spicy means spicy. That mess is spicy. It's hot. Okay, there's stuff that's sweet, like their sweet treats and stuff here are really not that sweet, if not at all, but it's good. Try it, it's good. My favorite thing that I love to eat here is kimchi jjigae. I eat that a lot here. Even during the warmer months, I eat kimchi jjigae a lot. And I love tteokbokki, which is like spicy rice cakes on a stick. They usually have them on a stick, or sometimes they serve it in a bowl. Let's talk about social and entertainment. This is what people come to Korea for. They come here for the nightlife. They come for the drinking culture. They come for all the fun that comes with Korea. Outside the main gate here at Ulsan, there is an entertainment district. We call it the Said, and it literally has nothing but a row of food and a row of bars. Like literally people go and they bar hop, and there's clubs and everything, like literally right outside the base. You can go to Hongdae. Lots of people go to Hongdae and Seoul to go and experience the nightlife there, but I heard that there could be a little like, I don't like foreigners like that, you can't come in here. I've heard that happen to a couple people, so just be aware of that. But you can't go to Hongdae. You can go to Itaewon, go and experience nightlife there if you guys want to get more of a Korean nightlife experience. They got hookah. Their drinks are really, really cheap and stuff like that. Be very, very, very careful. People are getting in trouble here left and right for drinking. Okay, I'm not playing. This place is not worth losing your rank over. It's not worth you getting paperwork over. I promise. Like, it is not worth. Please drink responsibly, because people see that this liquor is cheap and they having a good time and they go buck wild. Like, they have security forces and they come and they literally walk all through the Said, walk in and out of the clubs and bars to see if there's anybody that's too overly drunk and they can't take care of themselves, passed out, whatever the case may be. Please do not be that person. Also, you are under the Korean law. It's very hard for the military to save you if you're making alcohol related like incidences, or you're drinking and driving and stuff like that. Y'all be smart. That's all I'm gonna say. Be smart, be responsible. Okay, let's talk about the language barrier. These are the most recommended translating apps that I would tell you guys to get if you were me and I was you and you come into Korea, okay? The one that I use the most is Papago. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. It's got a little bird, a little parrot on it, okay? I use that a lot. Like, I'll talk into it and then the Koreans will take it and talk back into it, and then we'll talk back and forth like that. Also, you can use Google Translate. A Papago app, also you can take pictures of Korean signs and it will translate it for you as well. Sometimes the translations be a little off. I ain't gonna hold you. It don't be 100% accurate. So if you guys got a better app, I'm sure there is one. At least try to learn some Korean before you come to Korea. You are in their country. I actually appreciate it a lot if you can understand or speak a little bit of Korean. Here at Ulsan, we actually offer Korean classes that you can pay for. They have beginner, intermediate, and advanced classes. So if you guys want to learn Korean here in Korea, you definitely can. I think it's like $60 or $65 or something like that. All right, so let's talk about delivery. Let's talk about delivery services, okay? So here in Korea, we use the Shuttle app. The Shuttle app is the easiest app to use because you do not have to have a Korean bank account in order to use it. If you want to use delivery services that's outside of Shuttle, you will have to have a Korean bank account. Now, they do not deliver on base. So if you want Korean food delivered to your doorstep, they don't do that. You're gonna have to ask them to come to the gate, and you walk out of the gate and you pick it up. And the way they deliver their food, like the way they package their food for delivery service here, America, take notes, honey, take notes, because that is immaculate. And they do this system where your food don't spill. Like, literally, delivery service here is like A1 10 out of 10, highly recommend, okay? I'm sure that I missed stuff that I could have told you guys that could have helped you guys out. But if you guys have any questions or concerns or anything that you guys want to ask me down in the comments below, I'll answer them for you and get you guys all the information that you guys need in order to have a great time here in Korea. That is it for today's video, y'all. I hope this has been very informational, entertaining maybe. I hope this will help you with your transition to South Korea. South Korea is such a beautiful country. It has a beautiful culture. There's plenty to do, plenty to see. Just be responsible, have fun, and enjoy your assignment here in South Korea. So don't forget, guys, I love you guys so much, my small little family, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.